Hello, everyone. The topic of this video is uncertainty management theory. This lecture is a part of the series of theories for organizational behavior analytics. In management analytics, combining data analytics with knowledge of organizational behavior theories enriches our insights. It makes our data-driven decision-making more effective in our organizations. Uncertainty management theory, UMT for short, addresses the relationship between fairness and uncertainty. Although fairness positively impacts employees' attitudes and behaviors in many situations, this theory claims that the more uncertain the situation, the more impactful fairness becomes. This theory has implications for organizational management in that fair treatment and procedures are especially important in uncertain situations, such as organizational change, job insecurity, and political power struggles. It also carries important practical implications for human resource management and data-driven decision-making using artificial intelligence. Previous research has shown that fairness promotes positive attitudes and behaviors toward the organization and reduces negative attitudes and behaviors. For example, Colloquet et al.'s meta-analysis showed a positive relationship between fairness and job satisfaction, organizational commitment, and organizational citizenship behavior, and a negative relationship with withdrawal behavior. Other research also reported that fairness negatively related to counterproductive behavior. UMT proposes that the impact of fairness on employees' attitudes and behavior is not constant, but varies depending on the situation. Specifically, the theory proposed that the impact of organizational fairness is larger when employees are faced with uncertain situations. UMT argues that organizational fairness is more important in uncertain situations, and that people use fairness to cope with uncertainty. The central concepts of UMT are uncertainty and fairness. Uncertainty is an unpredictable state in which an individual's outcomes and circumstances are not predictable. UMT assumes that people tend to feel anxious in uncertain situations, and in order to reduce this anxiety, they seek reliable information and fair treatment. Fairness is defined as the perception of just procedures, respectful interpersonal interactions, and equitable outcomes. In many management studies, the word justice has been used as a synonym for fairness. With the rise of organizational justice research, justice may be used more widely than fairness. However, Lind and Van den Bos, the proponents of UMT, advocate using the term organizational fairness. They distinguish between the two terms, saying that the English words justice and fairness are not synonymous. According to them, while justice has a more normative meaning, fairness refers to more general notions of correct treatment. Based on their distinction, they argue that what organizational justice research had explored was fairness rather than justice. They also stated that as organizational justice research asked about fairness rather than justice in questionnaires, past studies have actually examined fairness rather than justice. This lecture will use the term organizational fairness rather than organizational justice, based on Lind and Van den Bos's argument. The central tenet of UMT is that people are more sensitive to fairness in uncertain situations, and therefore, in uncertain situations, fairness more strongly influences people's attitudes and behavior. Accordingly, Under uncertainty, individuals rely on their experience of fair treatment as a coping method to alleviate uncertainty. UMT proposes that when people face uncertainty, the fairness judgment process is activated, and they rely on this judgment to manage uncertainty. Fairness judgment refers to individuals' assessment of whether they are treated fairly. In highly uncertain situations, people use fairness judgment to alleviate the uncertainty. In other words, people use fairness judgments as a tool to cope with uncertainty because being treated fairly provides a sense of security. Thus, when uncertainty increases, employees place particular importance on being treated fairly, and fairness has a strong influence on their attitudes and behavior. Therefore, in highly uncertain situations, it is important for organizations to ensure transparency in decision-making and fairness in procedures. The logic that fairness reduces uncertainty may seem a little strange. The key is the concept of fairness heuristic, one of the core assumptions of UMT. A heuristic is a cognitive shortcut that enables humans to make quick decisions when there is limited information or time, and it is not always a deliberate choice. In many cases, uncertainty arises from factors unrelated to unfair treatment. Therefore, ensuring fairness does not necessarily reduce uncertainty. However, people tend to think that fairness reduces uncertainty due to the fairness heuristic. In other words, the strong influence of fairness in uncertain situations reflects the cognitive tendency to seek safety through fairness. This approach reflects employees' cognitive tendencies rather than deliberate judgments. UMT suggests the importance of fair treatment in various uncertain work environments. For example, Wang et al. Show that fair treatment provides employees with a sense of security and prevents a decline in performance for employees facing job insecurity. Chu et al. Regarded organizational change as an uncertain situation and regarded authentic leadership as a leadership type that achieves fair treatment. They reported that authentic leadership mitigates resistance to change. This finding aligns with the tenets of UMT in that, in an uncertain situation, a type of leadership that emphasizes fairness leads to a positive attitude toward change. Interpersonal relationship in the workplace can be high in uncertainty, and organizational politics can be a source of unfairness. My research discussed how the relationship between leaders and subordinates can be an environment that involves uncertainty. I considered leader-member exchange, which represents the relationship between leaders and subordinates, and political skill to be factors that affect uncertainty, and viewed negative organizational politics as unfair treatment. When the relationship between leaders and subordinates is not good, uncertainty for subordinates regarding their work and careers increases. In addition, if the organization has a political nature and the employee does not have sufficient political skill to navigate through it, the employee perceives greater uncertainty. Negative organizational politics is a situation where members of an organization act to influence decision-making for self-serving motives, which represents unfair treatment. This study shows that negative organizational politics lowers organizational commitment among employees with low leader-member exchange quality and low political skills. The findings suggest that fairness strongly impacts employee attitudes in uncertain situations. For many individuals, careers are inherently uncertain. Nevertheless, there was a time when individuals' careers were relatively stable, and they could expect to be promoted and receive increased compensation by working for a company for a long period. However, today's careers have become more uncertain due to technological innovation, globalization, increased competition, and work style diversification. As careers become uncertain, employees may develop stronger expectations for fair treatment from their companies. UMT suggests that individuals in uncertain situations seek fairness and transparency to feel secure. Therefore, the following human resource measures are considered important to retain and develop employees who have become anxious due to career uncertainty. The first is fair evaluation and promotion opportunities. If criteria for promotions and evaluations are unclear, it becomes difficult for employees to predict the progress of their careers. Therefore, it is important to have a transparent and fair evaluation system and clear promotion criteria. The second is career development support. In order for a company to be fair to its employees, it is necessary to provide equal career development opportunities. By ensuring that career development opportunities are provided fairly, employees will lower the anxiety caused by uncertainty about their careers. The third factor is transparency in communication. Leaders can increase employees' sense of security and reduce uncertainty by openly sharing information. People analytics using machine learning technology can raise issues of fairness and transparency. AI can support decision-making in uncertain situations and structure day-to-day operations. Predictive analytics, especially those that use big data and advanced machine learning, are increasingly applied to decision-making in uncertain situations. However, when organizations rely on AI for uncertain decision-making, people may become skeptical of AI's judgment. Even though the organization does not directly use AI for promotion or compensation decisions, when it uses AI for strategic decision-making, important considerations arise because such decisions affect employees' careers. For those not directly involved in the data analysis, it is unclear what data was used, how the machine learning algorithm works, and how the results should be interpreted, which can lead to feelings of unfairness. Furthermore, the complexity of the prediction process itself, which uses advanced AI algorithms, may also be a source of anxiety for employees. The UMT suggests that transparency and explainability of data, algorithms, and findings are essential to promote fairness in data-driven management. Let's summarize the point. When organizations treat employees fairly, it generally promotes positive attitudes and behaviors among employees. UMT proposed that this impact of fairness on attitudes and behaviors differs depending on the situation. According to UMT, the impact of fairness is stronger in situations with high uncertainty. Employees use fairness judgment as a means to manage uncertainty. They reduce their anxiety about uncertainty by perceiving that they are being treated fairly. This kind of uncertainty can manifest itself in various ways in organizations, such as job insecurity, ambiguous career paths, organizational change, and internal politics. Therefore, UMT suggests that organizations can promote positive attitudes and behaviors among employees and even improve performance by promoting fairness-oriented management in situations of high uncertainty. Thank you for watching. Please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.